Hi everyone, I'm the Web Guru and I do tutorials on photography, video, and audio. So be sure to subscribe and leave a comment. And I'm really excited about presenting this tutorial because audio is as important as video, and in some cases it's even more important than the video. So here inside Premiere Pro, I have a simple video already edited, and I have several shots of a zoo, and then I have several interviews. And I'm also going to be adding some music. Now, the first thing that I like to do in a project is to get organized. So I want to organize the timeline, and I'm actually going to rename all of the audio tracks and assign them a purpose. So here's a cool little trick. If you go to the little wrench icon inside of the timeline and then choose expand all tracks, now that will expand all of the audio tracks. And I can see their names now, audio 1, audio 2, and I'm going to rename them. So I'm going to right click audio 1. I'm going to rename that to NAT Sound. That's short for natural sound. Sometimes people call it ambient sound. That's basically whatever was recorded in camera. Audio 2, I'm going to right click and rename it. That's going to be the interview. And then audio 3, I'm going to rename that. That will be the music, which I'll be adding a little bit later. Now there are 3 interview clips right here, and right now their audio is on track 1, but it needs to be on track 2. That's actually pretty easy to do. You just have to click on the audio and drag it straight down. You don't have to unlink or anything like that. You just click and drag. Be sure to drag straight down so that it doesn't go out of sync. And now all of the interview audio is on the interview track. So that's good, and all of the NAT sound is on track 1. So this is good. When you play your audio, you're gonna notice over here in the audio meters, there's like a level that's gonna be bouncing up and down constantly. And this is very important. You have to keep an eye on this the entire time. And audio is a little bit unusual in that the highest number here in the audio meters is 0, and all of these other numbers are negative. And this is called dB, or decibels. So that's the unit of measurement. And the basic rule is that you can get close to 0, but you can't go above 0. If you go above 0, and I'll show you an example. So this music is too loud, it's going above 0, and these red lights turn on. That is called clipping. So that is not good. We have to keep everything below 0. Now, if you're doing things for professional purposes, that means for television or for a movie for a theatrical release, you'll probably need to keep your levels at maybe -6, maybe even -12. If you're doing things for YouTube or social media or for personal reasons, I recommend going a little bit higher, maybe in the -3, and maybe even getting close to 0, of course never going above. So for this particular video, it's meant for YouTube, so we're gonna go to about -3 with our levels. Now let's bring our attention to track 1, which is the NAT sound. And actually the NAT sound is kind of random and distracting. This one here is a waterfall. Then the next clip also has some random audio. These ones also have some random, kind of annoying audio. So for the NAT sound, I am simply going to mute it by clicking on the M button here in the track header. And now the entire track has been muted. So there's no NAT sound at all. And we'll be adding music later on, so there will be some audio, but the NAT sound for this video is pretty useless. Now let's bring our attention to the interviews. Down here, there's 3 interviews, and I'm going to show you 2 basic techniques. One of them is called volume, then the other one is called gain. So on the first one, this interview is a little bit loud. In fact, it's clipping a little bit.
They are well.
You can see right there, those red lights just turned on. So I need to reduce the volume. I'm going to zoom in on this clip a little bit. Now, one of the most basic ways of reducing the volume of a clip is that there is a white line across the clip, and you can drag it down to reduce the volume. You can drag it up to increase the volume. And a lot of times it does take some trial and error. I did experiment with this clip previously, and I know that if I bring it down to about -4, it will bring it to a good level.
Glad that they are taken care
And if you want to be more precise, you can select the clip and you can go up to Window and then Effect Controls, and then scroll down to the Volume property, and then click on the little triangle, and there is a level, so that's the volume level. Just make sure to turn off keyframing. So I'm going to click on this little stopwatch icon to turn it off, and then you can always go in there and type in a value. A little bit more precise, but it's essentially the same thing. And now the volume
that they are taken care
of this clip has changed, and it's peaking at around
well.
-3. Now I'm going to show you another technique on this next interview. I'm going to show you a technique called gain, which actually I prefer. Now let's go to the next clip. This one here is too quiet. So this one right now is peaking at around -24, so it's too quiet. So I'm going to right click the clip. I'm going to go down to Audio Gain. Now there's several things that you can do in here. For example, you can adjust the gain, and I'm going to adjust the gain by any number that I choose. So I'm just going to choose 6 dBs, and then it's going to increase the gain, and you can even see the audio waveforms got a little bit bigger.
The tigers are pretty amazing, but I have to...
But the audio is still too quiet. So I'm actually going to show you my favorite technique. If I go back to the gain box, so I'm going to right click, go to Audio Gain. Keyboard shortcut, by the way, for this is G. My favorite technique is called normalizing. So I can normalize and I can choose exactly where the audio will peak, and I want it to peak at -3. So when I click on OK, it'll automatically adjust the gain so that it peaks at -3. So this is great.
The tigers are pretty amazing, but I have to say the...
Because it's quick, fast, and simple. And I'm going to demonstrate it again on this clip. I'm going to select the clip. I'm going to hit G for gain. I'm going to normalize it to -3. When I click on OK, it's done. So there's no guesswork involved. It's a very simple, elegant technique.
And he was not home.
And now she is also peaking at -3. So on the first interview clip, we basically fiddled around with this white line, dragged it up and down, which is volume, in order to get it to the right level. But on the other two, we normalized them, and it's a much faster, preferable technique. But the interviews are pretty much done. Now let's bring our attention to the music. So I'm going to scroll down a little bit. Here's our music track. And then inside of the project panel, I do have a music MP3 file here. And I am going to drag that into the timeline. Now the music is a little bit too long, so I'm going to go to the razor blade tool. I'm going to cut the music right where the video ends. And then I'm going to go back to the selection tool. I'm going to select the extra music and delete it. Now when I go listen to this, the music is too loud. You can see right here it is clipping. So I'm going to adjust this. I'm going to select the music. I'm going to hit G for gain. And then I'm going to normalize this music, and I'm going to normalize the music to -6. So a little bit less than the interviews. And now you can see that automatically adjusted the entire clip. And now it's peaking at -6. So I like that. But I do have another problem. I can't hear the interviews, so the music is too loud. I can't hear anybody talking. Let me show you another cool button in Premiere. It's the solo button. So right next to the mute button is the S button. This is called solo. If I solo the interview audio, it allows me to just listen to the interview track, and it mutes everything else.
And I'm so glad that they are.
And then when I unsolo it, it goes back to normal.
They are taken care of.
So the solo button can be very useful. Now with the music, I'm going to do something a little bit more advanced. I'm going to actually create keyframes on the music. So with the pen tool, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. And what I want to do is I'm going to fade the music, or I'm going to reduce the volume of the music right before the interview begins. So I'm going to click once with the pen tool right on the white line. Then I'm going to click again, and then I'm going to drag that second keyframe down. I'm going to bring this one down to about -20, and you can hear the result of that.
I love
So it gradually faded the music so that way we can hear the interviews. Every piece of music is a little bit different, so you'll have to experiment. For this one, it's about -20, creates a nice background value.
the admirals. And I'm so
Then I'm going to go to the end of the interview right here, and then I'm going to do the reverse. I'm going to create 2 keyframes. So I'm going to click on the white line again, 1 keyframe, then another keyframe, and then I'm going to drag that keyframe up and I'm going to bring it back to 0. When it's 0, that means back to normal. And now you can hear the music fade up.
open, so I couldn't go in.
And you want the keyframes to be far apart, like these are a few seconds apart, so that way it's a nice, smooth, gradual increase. So that's good, I like it. And so we're almost done, and you can see visually what's happening to the music level. It starts off normal, then it comes down to about -20, then it comes back to normal, so that way we can properly hear the interviews. So that's pretty cool. Now I'm going to go back, once you're done with the pen tool, I recommend going back to the selection tool like that. And now let's talk about transitions. So I'm going to select the music clip, and then I'm going to go up to the sequence menu and then apply audio transition. This will put the default transition at the beginning and the end because we don't want the music to end or begin too suddenly. And if you want to increase the duration of the transition, double click it, and then I'll bring it to about 2 seconds. And now the music will fade out nicely at the end. You could also keyframe this, but the transition is faster. And then I also recommend adding some quick transitions to the interview clips as well. So I'm going to select all the interview clips by simply clicking and dragging with my mouse. And then also going up to sequence, apply audio transition. And then it automatically added transitions in between the clips and at the beginning and the end. And this will help prevent any sort of popping or clicking or artifact from coming into your audio mix. So this is pretty much it. Now we've covered just basic techniques here in this tutorial, but even with these basic techniques, you can do a lot of very cool and interesting things. If you need to, you can add sound effects, you can have multiple audio tracks, and you can fade them in and out and create some really cool effects. So I hope that was helpful to you. Please leave a comment and let me know what you think, and keep learning and growing, and I will see you in the next video.